Hey guys, welcome back to Topisphere, and today we're continuing the Pokemon tier list, this time with Gen 2. So let's get into it, with our first Pokemon being Chikorita, or more specifically its entire evolution line including Bayleaf and Meganium, and they're all going to S tier. At the same time, I think I can rank the other two starters, which they're all going to S tier, spoiler alert, but yeah. Starting with Chikorita though, I didn't really have an impression of it when I was much younger. In fact, I thought there was like a stigma around it being like the weakest among the three. But as I got older and started playing more ROM hacks, Meganium just started to grow on me because they were ROM hacks, they were buffing it, like Elite Redux, where there was a set where you could run Giga Drain and have a priority like status because it's using a healing move. So Meganium basically had infinite healing with priority, insane Pokemon. And of course, though it's non-canonical, it's not part of the Pokemon canon, still pretty cool. I like it a lot. Really grown on me over the past few years. Unlike Cyndaquil and Totodile, who the both of them I've liked since I was young. Cyndaquil was actually the first Pokemon I beat Soul Silver with, and I beat Heart Gold with Totodile. Though Totodile was the first starter I ever picked, but my file got like corrupted or something, I had to restart before picking Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil's design is very cool. Different from Charizard. I like Charizard because it was like a dragon. Typhlosion was just like this very cool fire thing, which is why I picked it. And yeah, very strong. I liked it a lot. And of course, now there's like Hisuian Typhlosion, which I'll get into when we do the Hisuian video. But I like that a lot too. Spoiler alert. And for Totodile, it looks like a crocodile. I like crocodiles, so I think it's just a given that I'll pick Feraligatr at some point. And when I did, ran with it, beat the game. Very cool. I like them both a lot. Oh yeah, also I'm pretty sure I brought both Cyndaquil and Totodile to beat Red. So yeah, very cool. Next we have Sentret. And I think I can put Sentret together with Furret. And in fact, Noctowl. I'll explain why individually. Hoot, I'm just gonna put it in C. Not much of an impression of it. It's just a small Noctowl, aka a baby owl. But for Sentret, Furret, and Noctowl, the three of them to me feel iconic in terms of design. Sentret is like the Zigzagoon of this generation. You run into the grass, boom, Sentret's over there. I liked it a lot. I mean, in fact, Zigzagoon might be a bad example. It's like a Rattata. Rattata, you enter the grass, the first thing you expect is Rattata. Same thing here. You enter the grass, the first thing you expect is a Sentret. Very cool design, iconic. I'm pretty sure I caught it too. Deserves to be an A tier. Furret as well. Furret's really cute. I think Furret is really cute. And the design as well, iconic. I can't really remember the set that people run on it, but I do recall vaguely that it's pretty good in Nuzlocke if I'm not wrong. And overall, I just like it a lot. A tier. And last but not least, Noctowl. Noctowl's a literal owl. I love owls. Deserves to be an A tier, 100%. And his design is also like Omega iconic. I don't know what else to say about these three except they're all Omega iconic. Even till today, when I see I don't use Noctowl nowadays. Even back then, I used it rarely, but I still did use a little bit of it. But I always thought it looked really cool. Really, really nice design. And even now, it's like, wow, it's a Noctowl. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, A tier for all three. As compared to the two ladybugs, I think it's called Lydia and Lydian. And they're going D. I just don't like them. They look so weird. It doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah. D tier, nothing else to say. Spinarak and Ariados though. Ariados goes to the S. I love Ariados' design. Spinarak has a small spider. Again, I don't think it's bad enough to be D. Kind of cute, but nah, C is good enough. Ariados is one of my favorite Pokemon in terms of design when I was young. It's a spider. I love spiders. When I was young, I had this like bug face, but not for all insects, specifically for spiders and beetles. And Ariados falling into the spider category made it go like, it's at the top of the charts. And since I said spider and beetles, I might as well put Heracross in S as well. Both of them were like iconic to me just because they represented like the real creature in real life so well. And I love them both so much. And I think I have like an Ariados like mini army in terms of figures because I thought that either they would swarm or something. So I like convinced my parents to get me like 2 or 3 of them. Heracross as well, I do have like a couple figures of those, but I love them both a lot. Very cool. Their designs are very nice. Pretty iconic Pokemon, I dare say. So yeah, S tier. And another Pokemon to add to S tier would be Crobat. one of the fastest Pokemon of all time. If I'm not wrong, ran as a supporter Pokemon nowadays. But unfortunately, I didn't really get to use it much when I was younger. I knew about Crobat. I knew about its existence. I knew that Golbat evolved into Crobat. But I just never used it because it's a trait evolution. And back then, even when I played with my cousins, I didn't really like... I mean, I did do some trait evolutions. I do remember that. I remember we traded Pokemon. But I don't think we traded any specifically for trait evolutions. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, Crobat is still today iconic. I love it a lot. Nowadays, in the newer games, and when I play ROM hacks, I do use it. I like it quite a bit. And I'm just, reliving what I could not do as a child, which is to use Crobat. Yeah. Alright, next up we have, if I'm not wrong, this is called Chinchou. Not too sure, but Lantern's definitely going to A. The Chinchou is just a small lantern. In fact, I should put it in C. It's just a small lantern. Though I don't have much things to say about the pre-evolution, to be honest. But Lantern, I'm pretty sure I use Lantern quite a bit. Water Electric is a pretty nice typing. I think it has Lightning Rod as well, but don't quote me on that. Very nice Pokemon. I love his design. And I've been seeing this, shots, if I'm not wrong, it's a YouTube shot, of this guy being like, Lantern can beat, this few anime characters because of its, unlimited electricity or something. Like how it can bypass Gojo's infinity barrier because it produces so much electricity that Gojo can't comprehend it. So Gojo would lose. It's a very weird concept, but I love it. Very cool. Nice design. I like Lantern a lot. A tier. Okay, Pichu and Cleffa both going to C. I can't really say much about these. I don't really use them at all, except maybe Pichu. Okay, I'll put Pichu in B just because I might have used it to get Pikachu or Raichu. But the only reason they're not in any tier lower is because I use them both in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Pretty decent cards. I don't really use them now, but I used to use them back when they first came out, a few sets ago. So yeah, baby Pokemon, nothing much to say. As compared to Eeveelutions, if I'm not wrong, is what it's called. And it's going straight to D. I don't even know why this thing exists. It looks so ugly. I think it's like a Chansey baby evolution or something like that. I don't like it at all. It looks weird. It looks demonic. I don't know what this thing is, but yeah, D. Togepi and Togetic are going to be. I actually don't have too strong feelings about them, but for the simple fact that I love Togekiss a lot, and this is the first Pokemon egg I ever hatched, and it came out of Togepi, evolved it to Togetic. Pretty sure I boxed it instantly, but it's iconic. It's iconic. The egg Pokemon comes out, and Togekiss is insane. When we get to that, you'll see what I'll rate it in the future, but I love Togekiss a lot. So the pre-evolution, yeah, pretty cool. Iconic yet again. I think this whole generation there's a lot of iconic Pokemon. So I'm not gonna rank it based on how iconic it is, but it does affect some of my ratings, I dare say. Just the centered rating in A. Yeah. Alright, next up we have Natu and Xatu. Natu's going in C. Nothing much to say about Natu, but Xatu's going in S. That would be a bit surprising to some of you, but Xatu, at least my initial impression of it when I was way younger, is that it was a very cool bird. So I remember on the bus, and my mom got me this small Pokédex book, and I flipped to the page of Xatu, and the only thing I thought about it was that it looked so cool, and I had to catch it in my game. Little did I know I was playing Gen 1 instead of Gen 2. I'm pretty sure I was playing Leaf Green. I did not have access to Gen 2 yet. My first intro to Gen 2 was Soul Silver Heart Gold. So when Soul Silver Heart Gold came out, and I finally saw Xatu, I immediately caught it. 10 out of 10. I love his design. I think I ran Future Sight or something on it because it just theoretically this psychic bird using Future Sight just seemed very cool. But yeah, in my head, an S tier. I love it a lot. Next, we have the Ampharos evolution line. Okay, unironically, I'm giving Mareep B. I think it's an iconic start of a tree evolution stage evolution line Pokemon. In fact, I think it's one of the few that's tree stage this early on, right? Mareep, I don't like it at all. I mean, you use it just to get Ampharos. For that reason, I'm not putting it in D. But Ampharos goes in A. I like Ampharos a lot. I love Mega Ampharos. Mega Ampharos looks so cool. It gets the dragon typing, but we'll talk about Megas next time. Ampharos base though, I still love it a lot. It feels so satisfying, you know. You start off with Mareep, just an unassuming sheep-looking thing. You evolve it into what, Flaffy? I still don't know if this thing is called Flaffy or not, but I'll call it Flaffy for now. You evolve it into that. Kind of ugly, honestly. The pink makes it look kind of weird. And the payoff is Ampharos. It's pretty cool. I love it a lot. Even till today, I still use it in any game that has it as a starter. Or like as an early Pokemon. Back then, I think in both Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I used it. I just like it a lot. It's very cool design. I love it. Bellissime. I'm putting this in B. I'm pretty sure it has a Quiver set that I've seen before, but I don't really use it. I didn't really use it. I don't intend to use it, but I'm pretty sure it has a Quiver set, and I thought that was pretty cool when I found out. So for that reason, it goes to the B. Now we have Mario and Azumarill. I think they both go in... No, Azumarill goes in A. Okay, Mario... I would like to say I don't have a huge impression. I actually have a bigger impression of Azurill, but that's, you know, Azurill wasn't in Gen 2. We'll talk about Azurill when we get to the Azurill. But Mario, because I liked Azurill quite a bit, my mom did get me a Mario like evolution figure, and it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. It used to be like something I play with almost every day, so I think that warrants a B. But Azumarill, on the other hand, yeah, huge power, very strong ability. I love Azumarill till today. Huge power, like anything Aqua Jet, or there's some ROM hacks that give it like Jet Punch or Wave Crash, even Play Rough. Yeah, Play Rough, right? Yeah, very powerful. I love it a lot. In fact, you can even say it should be an S tier. For now, I'll put it in A because S tier looks insanely cramped already. I could shift some of the middle evolution stages, but I feel like this generation in particular, at least to me, the middle stage evolution has quite a huge like impact, or the staying power is more, at least compared to like Ivysaur or whatever. But yeah, Azumarill, A tier. I like it a lot. Sudowoodo. I didn't use Sudowoodo at all. I'm putting it in C. I didn't use it at all. The only thing I have an impression of in Sudowoodo is in, I think, Diamond and Pearl, when Cynthia lets you water it and then it runs away or something, or attacks you. Yeah, I didn't really use it. I think Brock used it, if I'm not wrong, in the anime. But yeah, C tier. I don't think it's as bad to go to D, but C. I can't remember his name. Politoed, if I'm not wrong. Goes in A as well. Very cool Pokemon. The only reason I'm putting it A has nothing to do with me. It has to do with Wolfie, because I think he used it in like one of his Trick Room teams, if I remember correctly. Also, he has Skull. Very cool. I used it once. If I'm not wrong, in one of the recent games, I did use it once on a ROM hack or something. But yeah, I like his design. I always thought between Poliwrath and Politoed looked cooler because it like broke the fluidity of the line, right? Like it was that whirly thing, and then I became a frog. It went from this guy that punches to a frog, and it had Skull. Yeah, I kind of really like that concept. So for that, it gets A. Compared to Hoppip and Slipbome, they're both going to D. I don't like it, okay? I don't really fancy grass types, even though quite a number of my original starters were grass types, as you would come to learn in the next few tier lists. But these two just look weird. I don't even understand what they're trying to do with the design. It's just so strange. But for Jumpluff, I'll be nice. I'll put it C, because at least I can tolerate its design. And I think I used Jumpluff in TCG Pocket as well. For that, it just goes to C. But really, I don't have much to say about it. If you gave this tier list to like 10-year-old me, I'm putting Jumpluff in D too. Ambipom, I think this goes to D. Again, weird as monkey creature with the hand. I remember this in the anime, I really didn't like it, so it goes to D. Sunkern goes to D too. Weird Pokemon. I don't know what that is. It's so strange. It's just like, it's supposed to be a seed bag, right, or something. I don't know. I don't like it. It goes to D. Compared to Sunflora, goes to A. Just because of Emerald Kaizo. I have played Emerald Kaizo, not Nuzlocke regular, but Sunflora was insane. Just for that, Sunflora gets A tier. Yeah, it's one of the best. For those who don't know what Emerald Kaizo is, it's a very difficult ROM hack. And one of the best early game Pokemon that you can carry, or it can carry you till the end, is Sunflora. And for that reason alone, Sunflora gets A tier. Not S, because I really don't like its design. I really did not like its design. I still don't like its design. But just because of its achievements in Emerald Kaizo, gets an A. Yanma, D. Again, a weird Dragonfly Pokemon. If this was Yanmega, maybe it won't be D. I don't think I'll put Yanmega in D, but we'll figure that out next time. But for Yanma, nah, no way. Going straight to D. Alright, Wooper and Quagsire S. I love the design. It's so goofy. It's so cool. Wooper is cute. Wooper is really cute. I have a cousin that's obsessed with Wooper. She has like a ridiculous amount of Wooper merch and Quagsire merch. And it's just cute. I don't disagree with her. It's very cute. I like it a lot. But Quagsire, apart from it being design-wise very nice, very, very cool, very cute as well in some degree, it has a lot of uses in the game because of its typing. The water ground typing is insane. I like it a lot. I use it a lot. Even till today, I use it a lot. It's the same reason why I would use Swampert. Of course, we'll talk about Swampert when we go to the next gen. But for now, Quagsire, typing is insane. Design is insane. It's like quite versatile with its moves as well, right? I can't really think of anything at the top of my head actually. But I do know that it has a decent ability. If I'm not wrong, it has Water Absorb or Oblivious or something. It's something like Unaware, Oblivious, or Water Absorb, like one of the three. I can't think about it right now, but I know it does have one of them. And it's like a pretty decent move pool as like a tanky Pokemon. You can just like switch it out into a lot of things because of its typing. Yeah, I like it a lot. Very cool. S tier. They both belong in S. Just like the next two, Espeon and Umbreon. Very cool design. I don't really have much to say about these two. Espeon's like one of my cousin's favorite Pokemon. Umbreon is my favorite evolution. And I have used Umbreon a lot. Espeon's here just because of the design. I like the design a lot. I have not really used it as much, except in TCG Pocket, but we don't count that for now. Design-wise, deserves an S. But Umbreon, I have used quite a bit. There's like a Moonlight set where you can stall the game out and it just becomes an unkillable tank. Yeah, I love Umbreon a lot. And design-wise, very cool. It's the only evolution. I think these two are the only ones that I look at and go, they're very cool. I don't think any of the other evolutions look cool. They might look cute maybe, but these two, they look cool. Murkrow, normally, if not for Scarlet and Violet, it'll be in D. Because of Scarlet and Violet, it goes into B. Just because Murkrow was the only, for a long period of time, was the only prankster tailwind like setup Pokemon. So Murkrow had pretty decent usage. And I don't want to admit this, but I was one of the ones who used it as well on the Murkrow Dondozo team. So Murkrow, decent. Design-wise, it's just a crow. Even Honchkrow, I don't think looks remotely good. But for now, it goes into B. Alright, next up we have Slowking. I'm gonna put it in A. I do like his design quite a bit. I do prefer Slowbro though. Slowbro is quite cool because of things like eating his tail. But Slowking, I think the lore is that the shelter on his tail essentially took control of it, which is why it's on his head. And I guess that's pretty cool. But yeah, I do prefer Slowbro quite a bit more compared to Slowking. Either way, very cool Pokemon. I don't think I've explicitly used it before, but I do like its design. Very nice. Yet again, iconic. Mischievous. It's just gonna go into like, okay, fine, C. I like the concept of it being like some ghost. So just for that, it goes into C. But honestly, I don't really have too much to say about it. I don't really fancy it too much. I think its evolution with Magius is way cooler. But for now, I'll leave it in C. Unown, I will put it in D. Honestly, I'll put it in D. It is so weird. But just because of Pokemon Fusion, I think it's called. Yeah, Pokemon Fusion. I'm putting it in B. Because if you fuse two Unowns together, it's very cool. And Unown fusions are very cool. Just because of that, and because I used quite a bit of Unown fusions, it's going to be. But design-wise, I guess having all the alphabets is cool, but it doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. So yeah, B. Next, we have Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet, oh, whoops. I didn't mean to get a Serang there, but Wobbuffet, B. I don't really like Wobbuffet, to be honest. It's such a... Okay, design-wise, it's kind of like derpy, and Team Rocket having it is kind of weird. Like, the thing keeps popping up its ball, right? But in terms of actual usage, essentially it has like Mirror Coat Destiny Bond, right? This doesn't do much. It's a counter Mirror Coat Destiny Bond. That's all it does. It just... You hit it, so it hits you back, assuming it survives, and it knocks out your Pokemon. Not really the kind of Pokemon that I like to use, but I can't deny that it's an iconic Pokemon. It looks cool. Every single time I watch the anime, it'll just pop out decent, I guess. I wouldn't say I like it. It's decent. So B tier. Girafarig, C. The first time I saw this Pokemon, I didn't even know what it was trying to be. A giraffe with a weird face tail. If this is Farigiraf, spoiler alert's going to S. I like Farigiraf's design, but Girafarig, meh. I don't really have much to say. It's just a weird, like... I don't know what's he trying to do. Is it trying to be a deer? Or is it trying to be a horse or a pony or something? I don't know. But I don't really like it. I don't hate it. It's fine. Slightly less than okay. It's like below decent. C is just nice. Now we have Pinecone and Fortress. I don't know what Pinecone is trying to do with his design. It looks very weird. But Fortress goes into A. I like Fortress's design a lot. In fact, I'm pretty sure I used Fortress quite a bit when I was younger, just because I thought it was really cool. I don't know, something just appealed to me, like it looked like some weird gyro ball thing. Unironically, I'm pretty sure that was the move I kept using on it, just because it looked like a gyro ball, or looked like a ball. But just because of my memories with it, it gets A tier. Now we have the Dunsparce, not to be confused with the Dunsparce, or whatever it is. Yeah, it goes into C. I get it for the memes, but I'm not a fan. I just think it looks so weird. I really thought when they gave it the Dunsparce, it would be stronger. Maybe it has some use. Turns out they just made it equally bad. That's a bit disappointing. So for that, goes into C. Sorry, my friend. I'm not a fan. Really not a fan. Compared to Gliscor, I think that's his name, or is that the evolution? I can't remember. But anyways, it's going to A. I like his design a lot. He looks like a really cool bat. I thought about that when I was a kid, and I still think that now. And for that reason alone, it goes into A. I don't recall if I did use it. I remember at some point it was in my party, but I don't know if I actively used it. So for that, yeah, it's not going to S. But I do remember fondly of his design, and I liked it a lot. So I think A is decent. Now we have Steelix. Steelix is going to S. I love Steelix's design, and the only time I would catch Onix is just because of Steelix. Because Steelix just... The first time I saw Steelix was in the Pokemon episode where Ash fought Jasmine. And I've watched the episode countless times because it was so cool that the Steelix basically like walled Ash. It was insane. And after that episode, I went out hunting for Steelix just to realize that I was playing Gen 1 again and the Onix couldn't evolve. But yet again, when I got Soul Silver and Heart Gold, yeah, Steelix is with me. I'm pretty sure I brought Steelix to fight Red. I love Steelix a lot. The design is so cool. And for that alone, it deserves S. Now, Snubbull and Granbull, on the other hand, it gets D and C. Granbull gets C because it looks slightly cooler than Snubbull, but I really don't know what's going on with Snubbull. I really don't like either of them. Same thing can be said about Quillfish. Weird Pokemon, supposed to be a pufferfish, but I don't know why his tail looks like, you know, those children's toy. It looks like a pacifier to me, to be honest. D tier. Unlike the next Pokemon, Scizor, S tier. As I kind of alluded it to in my Gen 1 video, Scizor is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon until today. Including Mega Scizor, by the way. But we'll talk about Mega Scizor another time. Base Scizor, unironically, I think looks better than Mega Scizor. It's so cool. It's supposed to be a bug type, but it's a bug steel type. Insane. It just looks so... I mean, the word I guess I could say is edgy. Like, this pose is kind of edgy, but you know, I would say it's cool. And the set that I like to run on it was like Bullet Punch, if I'm not wrong. Because it has like Technician, right? So you use Bullet Punch and you start killing things that you're not supposed to kill. I love it a lot. Design-wise, very cool. Again, if I'm not wrong, it's a trait evolution, so I didn't get to use it until the newer games. But when I did get to use it, in almost every single game that it's in, I do try to catch it. And in ROM hacks that it is in and it's good, I do use it quite a bit. So yeah, S tier. Alright, next up we have Shuckle. Shuckle's going A. I think it is an iconic Pokemon. I mean, it is kind of a meme, right? Where you just put like a ridiculous amount of defense on it. There's like a very high, I can't remember if it's defense or special defense stat, but one of his stats is just like insanely high, and you can just buff it up. I don't really have an impression of it in terms of using it, but I do have an impression of it in terms of fighting it. I don't recall exactly when this happened, but I remember that I got walled by a Shuckle when I was a kid. Like, the guy just kept healing, and my Pokemon just couldn't get through it because his defenses are so high. And you know, like, when you play Pokemon as a kid, you don't really care about like attack boosts or whatever, you just click attacking moves. So I just kept attacking it, and the thing would just wall me because I just couldn't get past his defenses. I was doing like 1 damage every hit. And for that fight alone, which still haunts my mind every now and then, it goes into A. Other than that, I don't really like Shuckle, to be honest. But that fight, it haunts me till today. Yeah. Next, we have Sneasel, I think. I'm sorry, I only know Sneasler today. These days, you don't really talk about Sneasel. But Sneasel, I think, goes in C. Pretty cool. If I'm not wrong, I saw like someone use it in Draft League and they put Eeveelutions on it, and it's pretty good. So for that, I give it C. Now we have Teddiursa and Ursaring. I'm just gonna put both of them in B. I don't really have much opinions on these two. I recall when I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the first time I met them, the first thought in my head, at least Ursaring, was, well, I think I'm halfway through the game. It's a weird bear thing, I think I'm halfway through the game. So yeah, I don't hate their designs, it's a bear. And Teddiursa is cool. It's very cool. Of course, if you include Ursaluna, that's a different story for a different day. But just Ursaring and Teddiursa, I think B is fair. Yep. Now we have my favorite, Slugma. Slugma, yeah. Not gonna get into that, but just for that meme alone, S tier. 100% S tier. And Magcargo, I guess I'll put it in B. Not a very good Pokemon. I don't recall using it too much, but I do like its design, like the fire snail. So B should be fair, but Slugma, yeah, pretty good. Piloswine and Mamoswine. Piloswine is cute, I'll put it in C. Mamoswine, however, is going A. I used Mamoswine quite a bit, actually. In hindsight, I think Mamoswine wasn't that good, at least compared to its evolution, when it gets to its evolution. But Mamoswine base wasn't that good, but I used it quite a bit because I liked like woolly mammoths and yetis back then. I mean, I still kind of do now. And its fur just reminded me of like a woolly mammoth. And for that, I just used it. And I'm pretty sure it just stayed in the party. I didn't really remove it or anything. So yeah, I like it. Decent design. For that, it gets A. Now we have, I don't even remember your name. Cursula's like the evolved form. Corsola, I'm pretty sure. Whatever it is, D tier. I think Cursula looks so much better. Corsola just looks, it's supposed to represent like a coral or something, right? Yeah, it's just ugly. Remoraid, okay, I would put it in D. Yeah, I'm putting it in C just because I recall the first time I caught a Remoraid, I evolved it into Octillery and it won me the game. Like, I won the game because of Octillery. And for that alone, it's getting C. And Octillery, based on what I just said, is going to go into A. I think it looks jank as anything, and it's an Octozuka nowadays. But back then, I don't recall what I did. I genuinely can't remember, but I do remember that it swept the Elite Four. That's all I remember. I remember I evolved it from Remoraid, and it swept the Elite Four. And that's the only memory I have of it. So for that, A tier. Okay, Delibird, it goes to C. Not much opinion on it again. I think it's kind of weird, but it's just kind of funny that it just throws presents at you. Yeah, parents at you. That'd be pretty funny. Throws presents at you and explodes or something, right? And for that, they get C. It's not bad enough to be D, but C. Now we have Mantine. When I was younger, I liked this a lot. Nowadays, I think it looks weird, so I think it'll be B. Because it's supposed to represent like a manta ray and like the school of fish below it, right? In this case, just a single Remoraid. But that implication in itself, pretty cool. So B it is. Now we have Skarmory. Skarmory is going S. Skarmory is an iconic Pokemon. Again, one of my Elite Four members. One of the things I brought with me to defeat Red. Very cool Pokemon. Flying and Steel is insane. I'm pretty sure Skarmory was the first time I ever used Brave Bird. But yeah, I like it a lot. Design-wise, very cool. Even till now, in some of the newer games, I still do catch Skarmory every now and then. So that has to be worth something. Putting an S. Okay, now we have Houndoom and Houndour. Putting the pre-evolution in C because it's just a dog. Houndoom, however, is going A. Very cool looking. Literally looks like a hellhound. We don't include Mega Houndoom here, but regular Houndoom, very cool. I like it a lot. Looks nice. I like the horns. Looks very devilish. Cool. Gets an A. Not an S, because I don't recall using it too much, but yeah, it does have some impression on me. So yeah. Next we have Kingdra. Kingdra will be probably S. Kingdra is another one of those Pokemon that when I was very young, I got talked with about my cousin, like theory crafting about Kingdra, this and that. And Kingdra always come up and it was always like, wow. This seahorse thing moves quite fast. It's like swift swim, right? Very cool. I think Claire has it, the gym leader. Yeah. But I tried it, I used it, and I'm pretty sure it just stuck with me. So for that, it gets S. Alright, next up we have Donphan and Fanfi. Fanfi goes in C. Really nothing much to say about it. It's literally just a baby elephant. I don't really think it's cute, to be honest. But Donphan goes in B. I don't really recall the exact moment, but I do remember that I used Donphan to take out a gym leader. If I'm not wrong, it's one of the bug gym leaders. But it's like a faraway memory that just happened to stay in my mind. So yeah, I guess a B. Another note, I did use Donphan in Pokemon TCG Pocket. I did use the Donphan deck that one time that Donphan was like somewhat good with memory light. So I think that's worth something. It gets a B. Yeah. Now we have Porygon2. I'm putting it A. One of my favorite Pokemons to date, to be honest. The only reason I didn't use it is because I just did not know how to get Porygon back then. So yeah, Porygon is always one of my favorite Pokemons of all time. I like that it could just evolve into like Porygon 2, Porygon Z, and whatever else. In fact, is this even Porygon 2 or Porygon Z? I'm pretty sure it's 2, but yeah, it is what it is. Not referring to anything here. So yeah, design-wise, I think I prefer base Porygon's design more, but this design is still insane, very cool. But for the simple fact that I've never actually used it before, I just thought it looked cool, it's gonna get an A. Yep. And now we have Wormdeer. Oh, no, Standeer. Standler. Wormdeer's the evolution. Going D. Disgusting. D for disgusting. Another weird deer-looking thing. I don't like it. Straight to D. Alright, now we have one of the greatest Pokemon of all time, Smeargle. Sorry to all the competitive players out there. Yeah, I know about the Dark Void set, but it still has to go to S. The cancerous Smeargle set out of the way. Smeargle is a very cool Pokemon. Extremely unique concept that you can learn every single move in the game, just like Mew. But you can sketch it instead. Yeah, very cool. So apart from the one time that Smeargle learned Dark Void, Smeargle nowadays, if I'm not wrong, is used as a support Pokemon. I did try to use it once, and it's just like fake out decorate. Very fun. I do like it a lot. I think Moody is also insane. Back when I was younger and I didn't really have a care for abilities, right? Seeing the stats boost at the end of every turn is like, it's a nuisance. Just more text in my way. But nowadays, Moody is like insane. It boosts like speed, okay, insane. It boosts like defense, alright. It boosts attack, okay. Very cool. Very unique concept. I like Smeargle a lot, even though I'm sure many people don't. But yeah. Next, we have Tyrogue and Hitmontop. I'm just gonna put them like Tyrogue's going C. Absolutely no impression of Tyrogue. Oh, also I just saw Smoocher. I'm just putting in the disgusting Pokemon. Sorry that. Hitmontop's going in B. I've always liked Hitmontop's design. I don't know why, but I always thought that Hitmontop and Medicham were related when I was younger. But anyways, it's pretty cool design. I like it a lot. It's just like spinning on his head. And nowadays, I'm pretty sure like Wolfie won world championships with it, right? Yeah. But iconic design, I like it. I somewhat like it. I won't say I like it too much. Like it decent amount. So B. Now we have Elekid and Magby. They both go in B. Just because I do catch them to get Electivire and Magmortar. So it's fine. I wouldn't say it's too bad. It's okay. But to be honest, compared to what's in D, it's better than all of those. So for that reason alone, it goes in B. Now we have Miltank. Miltank's going in S. Not because I've ever used Miltank in my life, but because of Whitney and her cancerous Miltank. Where everyone who's played Gen 2 knows about the Moo Moo milk and the milk drink or whatever he uses with the body slam defense curl. It's just unkillable Miltank tank that just eats all your damage. It's like the second gym or our third gym is super cancerous. And for that scarring memory alone, S tier. Now we have Nurse Joy's Pokemon. I'm putting in C. It looks so ugly. Blissey is such an ugly Pokemon. I'm sorry. I don't even know what it's trying to do with the wings and the egg. Yeah, it's going down. Okay, before we rank the mythicals and the legendaries, I'm just gonna rank Tyranitar, and obviously all three go in S tier. It's an iconic Pokemon. I love Tyranitar. I can't remember which ROM hack was it that I played that I could start off with Lavesta, and that was pretty cool. But Lavita, not Lavesta. Lavesta's the Volcarona one, but yeah, Lavita. Very cool Pokemon. I love Tyranitar a lot. Type-wise, it's pretty weak, but in terms of its like utility and what it can do and its ability and its stats, insane. And it's iconic. Of course, Mega Tyranitar looks insane as well. But yeah, for that alone, and for the staying power of Tyranitar, I'm pretty sure it's still relevant till today. Even though not as much, it can still make a comeback in the future. Pretty good. Just for that, S tier. And now we get the mythical and the legendaries. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Sorry to the Celebi fans, it's going in C. It looks so weird. The only reason it's not going in D is because it's like, it has a title. I think it's a mythical Pokemon if I'm not wrong. It goes in C. I really would love to put it in D. It's just an onion. Actually, no, I'm putting it at top of D tier. This would be the one exception, that only Pokemon that I rank according to like the tier base. And it's going in the top of D. It's disgusting. It looks like an onion. I don't like it at all. Alright, now for the rest of them, I think it's pretty obvious. They should all be S tier. But I'll go make this a bit more fun, and I'm going to try to tier them according to my preference instead of just all S. Ho-Oh and Lugia are definitely S. I love them both so much. Of course, when I was a kid and I just loved catching legendaries, I caught them both, used them both to beat Red. I love them a lot. But now for the three dogs, I think I'll put Suicune in S, just because Suicune was always my favorite among the three, which ultimately puts both of them at A at minimum, right? But Suicune's design is always so cool, and I did try to use, when I first started playing competitive Pokemon, one of the first sets I used was this Suicune Calm Mind Rest set that basically made him like unkillable. You Calm Mind, you have Rest, you have Scald, and you have Sleep Talk. So you're basically just unkillable, and it was fun. I like Suicune a lot. Design-wise, very cool as well. Now, between Raikou and Entei, frankly, in the game, I didn't really play with either. But nowadays, in Pokemon TCG Pocket, I do play both. And I don't really use Raikou nowadays. I use Entei because of the Blaziken deck, the Mega Blaziken deck. So just for that, Entei gets to go in front of Raikou. But honestly, three of them, apart from Suicune, I mean, just Raikou and Entei, I like them both about the same. Not the best in the world, but it's just somewhat decent. Anyways, here you go, guys. Here's the tier list. Here's the full thing in all its glory. Let me know what you think. I was going to say this at the start of the video, but I kept fumbling, so here it is at the end. For my regular Topisphere viewers, thanks for supporting the channel. Also, for all of you who's new, welcome. Thanks for staying and watching. Really means the world. Please like, subscribe, share the video. It really does help a lot. I'm really trying to hit 1k subs. I don't know if that's possible, but I'll try. But to my regular Topisphere viewers, I know the past 3 videos have been tier list, and more tier list. It's gonna be real. It's been like fun recording these. I mean, there's no script. No script adds a layer of challenge for me in some sense. I was always pretty good in like public speaking environments, but I did not think that talking ad lib to essentially nobody until it gets uploaded at least was that difficult. And that additional challenge made it kind of fun. And I do like ranking Pokemon. It was my girlfriend's idea to begin with, but I do like it. It's fun. The next video, I'm going to try to continue the animal series. I'm going to try to do mammals. unless I get distracted with another tier list. But if all goes well, I'll put it up next week. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your continued support of the channel once again. Please like, subscribe, it really does help. But yeah, thanks a lot. Have a great day ahead. Yeah, I don't know how I fumbled that one up. Have a great day ahead. And yeah, thank you for watching.